This frontier land once echoed with the ghosts of conflict, situated as it was, in the disputed territories between the Rio Grande and Nueces rivers. Even now, years after the Mexican-American War, one can almost hear the whispers of restless spirits along the riverbanks and endless scrub plains. It is to this haunted borderland that the young couple, Tino and Catita, have come to stake their claim and plant the seeds of a new life. In the early mornings, when the sun first touched the horizon, the air was filled with the scent of wild sage and the distant call of mourning doves. Tino would often pause, looking out over the land, feeling the weight of history and the promise of the future mingling in the cool breeze that rustled through the chaparral. Their American dream takes root in soil, still steeped in the blood of battles past. What future awaits these daring pioneers in this scrub country outpost? As the days turned to weeks, the young couple began to carve out their place in this new land. One evening brought a change that would further kindle their hopes for the future.
Breaking news. Vast ranch land to be parceled into town lots. Rancher Carl F. Gruss has filed an ambitious plat to transform over 10,000 acres of his sprawling Cross S Ranch into a new South Texas settlement, christened Crystal City. The news stirred a buzz among the settlers. Conversations filled with a mix of skepticism and wonder echoed in the local taverns and around campfires. The rustle of the wind through the mesquite trees seemed to whisper of change, carrying dreams of prosperity and fear of the unknown. Motivated by abundant natural resources in the area, including plentiful artesian wells said to be clearer than crystal, Gruss aims to profit from selling tracts of ranch land to eager pioneers and developers. The time is ripe to cultivate this lush area into a thriving town, stated Gruss. Surveyors have descended en masse to begin carving farmsteads and streets out of the vast chaparral brush plains. Land office officials predict demand for deeds in the budding locale could be unprecedented. Crystal City will soon be the crowned jewel of Zavala County, boasted prominent San Antonio developer E.J. Buckingham, instrumental in convincing Gruss to found the town. This could spark a wave of migration into the region. Parcels of land in Crystal City are set to be auctioned, no doubt attracting hopeful settlers from near and far. Inquiries are already streaming in about establishing businesses to meet the needs of the expected influx. Stay tuned as more details emerge on this bold new frontier outpost.
As word of Crystal City's expansion spread, a sense of anticipation gripped the community. This was evident in the flurry of activity that followed the announcement of the land auction.
Growing clamor for land in burgeoning Crystal City, over 300 lots have already been claimed. In the first Crystal City land auction last month, with pioneers flocking in from across Texas and neighboring states. The sound of hammers and saws filled the air as new structures rose from the ground. Dust and laughter mingled. As children played among the growing buildings, their voices a testament to the burgeoning life in what was once a desolate land. Among them was Tino and his wife Catita, a newly married couple from Taft, who purchased a city parcel to try their hand at commerce. They staked their lot on the southern edge of the new town on the other side of the railroad tracks. Though still tentatively called Crystal City, big plans are afoot for hotels, shops, a rail line, and more to serve the burgeoning community. Give it a few years' time, and this scrub country outpost will be the envy of South Texas, declared Buckingham. Settlers like the Tino and Catita are undaunted by having to start largely from scratch while they slowly clear mesquite brush away. We left our marks wherever we roamed, before finding our Shangri-La along the Nueces.
Carving out a homestead. The landscape was stripped bare as far as the eye could see when Tino first surveyed the small tract he and Catita purchased. But the young newlyweds saw only possibility as they unpacked their meager belongings onto the dusty tract. Someday we will tell our grandchildren of the beauty we envisioned here when all others saw desolation, Catita remarked with sparkling eyes. Tino could already glimpse the outline of the cozy home he aimed to construct to shelter his bride.
Wanted. Barber for busy Main Street shop in growing Crystal City. Experience required, compensation competitive. Steady clientele assured.
Tino secured the barbershop job shortly after arriving in town and supplemented his income continuing his work as a traveling barber. Catita's acclaimed cuisine from their tiny rented kitchen quickly earned her a following. Their pursuit of the American dream looked promising.
Excerpt from Tino's 1955 journal. The shop was crammed all morning. As cattlemen got cleaned up before today's festival, one fellow joked, "We should start a sideline, brewing hair tonic with the local spring water. Maybe there's something to that idea. My hands grow weary. But seeing Catita's smile each evening makes all worthwhile."
The Ballad of Tino Catita, perhaps a traditional folk tune overheard in Crystal City. Under the moon 2 lovers danced, far from old Mexico, with hope in hearts and coin in hands, to pave the way for kith and kind, the American dream their friend would find in little Crystal City.
Barber shop and Catita's café, read the simple sign posted above the humble storefront Tino built on 123 San Jose Street. Inside, Catita was busy renovating half the space into a compact eatery while her husband installed the red and white striped barber pole out front. Their prime location was the culmination of years spent saving to open their immigrant-run establishment side by side. "You cut the hair, I'll feed the stomachs," teased Catita as she tested recipes that would soon be the talk of the town.
Menu. Catita's Cafe. Menu changes daily. Menudo. Carne guisada. Tacos de barbacoa. Caldo de res.
"We'll have cattle ranchers, rail workers, drunken revelers and women's church groups. Our food brings everyone together," beamed Catita as opening day approached. From the barber's chair, Tino smiled at his wife's glow, seeing their American dream finally come true on this little stretch of this adopted southern town. Years passed, and the once distant dreams of Tino and Catita began to take shape in the growing town. As they looked back on their journey, Catita penned her thoughts in a diary, capturing the essence of their shared experience. With steady leadership and an engaged community, Crystal City steps boldly into the future while holding to the values that bore this special place. Industry, inclusion, innovation. Our founders would surely be proud.
Diary entry, dated June 15, 1940. Dear Diary, today marks our 10th year in Crystal City. As I sit by the window of our small, but beloved home, the sun sets, casting long shadows over the fields we've watched grow from barren lands to a thriving community. It feels like only yesterday, when Tino and I arrived here, hearts full of hope, and hands ready for hard work. This morning, as Tino left for the barber shop, his footsteps echoed with the same determination that brought us here. "Catita," he said, "look how far we've come." And he's right. We've witnessed the transformation of Crystal City from mere sketches on a rancher's map to a bustling town. It fills my heart with pride. The children run and play in the streets that were once just dusty paths. They know nothing of the nights we spent under the stars, dreaming of a future where they could prosper. I remember when our shop was just a notion, a hope whispered in the quiet nights. Now, it stands as a testament to our perseverance. I recall the early days, when the challenges seemed insurmountable. Yet, here we are, a part of something greater than ourselves. Our little barber shop and cafe, once just plans on paper, now serve as gathering places for friends and strangers alike. Tino often jokes that every haircut he gives is a stroke of our shared dream, and each dish I prepare in the cafe is a piece of our story, served with love. We've sown more than just seeds in the soil of Crystal City. We've woven our lives into the very fabric of this community. Tonight, as I write, I can't help but think about what the future holds. Tino says we're building a legacy, not just for us, but for all who come after. Crystal City is more than a place on a map. It's a symbol of our journey, our struggles, and our triumphs. Soon, Tino and I will sit on our porch, watching the sunset, reminiscing about these days. These pages will bear witness to our story, a tale of two souls who dared to dream, in a land of endless possibilities, with love and hope for the future. Love, Catita.
Excerpt from the Crystal City Sentinel, Spring 1947. Our flourishing community celebrates a milestone this year, Crystal City's 50th Jubilee. From humble beginnings, as rancher Carl Groos' ambitious dream, our town has blossomed into the crown jewel of Zavala County. This pioneering spirit still beats strongly. through streets lined with shops, a locomotive welcoming visitors at our new train depot, and a skyline of grain silos and church steeples, signaling lives being carved out of the wild frontier. Yet, in many ways, Crystal City still feels like that tight-knit village where every face is a friend's. Here's to 50 more years and beyond.
Historical Society Meeting Minutes. 1972. This year marks the 75th anniversary of our beloved town's founding. As lifelong residents ourselves, we can scarcely believe the growth witnessed firsthand, over just a few generations, yet some pillars remain unchanged. Community spirit, prosperity through grit, and the crystal waters that started it all. Before we unveil the Historical Society's anniversary exhibit to the public, detailing Crystal City's early frontier days through modern times, let's ensure we accurately and thoroughly capture the essence of how this special place came to be. Our collection boasts rare diaries, artifacts in need of documentation, and even some descendants of original pioneer families we ought interview. This legacy shall not fade. Even as we boldly recalibrate for the future, our very identity is immutable. Thanks to the sparkling vision and valor of our predecessors, the fabled waters run clear as crystal. Even 100 springs later, what forebears conjured in vision persists. In brick and mortar, continuity unbroken as rivers flowing. Where wild frontier once brooked no border, a welcoming community now thrives, thanks to bold few who planted the first stakes. Let us pay tribute to those audacious enough to see bounty where others spied desolation, to invest sweat and spirit when returns relied on providence. Crystal City stands as a testament that present potential often roots in humble initiative, focused faith, and an empathy that transcends origin, for home is not native soil, but rather the company one keeps tilling the land. Here's to the next century of that pioneering spirit beating on, a crystal clear lineage, leading back to wherewithal, sacrifice and solidarity at inception. Those first delicate roots now form the bedrock upholding horizons, shimmering anew with possibility.
Thank you so much for listening to this Family Tree Saga. We know your time is precious. Look for more at familytreesagas.com.